got enemies in the area. Take them down or capture their base.
Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Getting Tanked with Stranger. Let's see. Yesterday was pretty frustrating, so I thought I would outline some of my frustration. It's a simple matter at the beginning of the game. One, to know where to go, and that's going to take some time. But it seems it's really obvious that on this map, it's very important to take control of the west side. You have much more cover from Artie and whatnot, and as you're about to see, I'm calling for help and saying, hey, we need a little help over here. And for some reason, the whole team decides to go to the east side, which is just destined for failure. There's several reasons why. There's not much cover. There's long stretches over there where you can just be picked apart by not only artillery, but tank destroyers. If you're a tank destroyer, it's not a bad idea to set up shop over there, just to make sure you don't get flanked on the weak side. So this is a good opportunity to talk about weak sides and strong sides. Every map has them. Some maps are more balanced than others, but boy, this one seems to be pretty key that you need help on the west side. There's several reasons. You can shoot at people who go through the middle, which you don't really have that opportunity on the other side of the map. All you can do is fight within that corridor on the east side. You can't shoot into the middle. And as you're about to see, I'm doing my best here to hold off half the team that's come down my side, but I'm getting shot at from the middle because I don't have nearly enough help to watch my flank and to watch this side. Now, I'm playing with two of my platoon mates, so I was feeling kind of brave, and I was feeling kind of hopeful, like, yeah, the three of us could maybe hold them off long enough so that the rest of our team can flank. But as you can see, they're completely stalled in the mid-section of the map, right between the E and the F line. You know, this game is really simple. It's all about territory. I shouldn't have pulled out in front of those guys. I was just frustrated and kind of on tilt. But you can see on the map how basically the heavies are just rolling straight through, and we're going to be flanked. The whole team's going to be flanked shortly. So the three of us were expected to hold that entire side. And meantime, it doesn't take any form of clairvoyance to find out that those guys got held up. You can see where I'm pointing there. They never got past halfway through the map. Of course, we've got a tank destroyer, and for some reason a medium tank just posted up back at the base, waiting for the end game to maybe get a shot off, and maybe do a very small amount of damage. But of course, by then, the game's already lost. So in this clip, you'll see my good friend Couch. He's doing his best. We've already taken a beating on this side. It's Corellia. The hill is just up and to the left. They got a little better position on us, and it was a real fight. We fought really hard. I ended up dying. As you can see, I didn't do too bad. 7 penetrations. I did my best, but what I really want to point out is the heavies that really never left the spawn. They do have high ground, some high ground, and I'm a proponent of high ground. However, essentially they've let the team dictate sort of the rules of engagement by waiting and waiting and waiting, because they're around the corner. They have to wait until the red team has come all the way around before they get shots on. So here they are in the end game after Couch and myself and a couple of the other guys on the other flank really worked their butts off to win this game. Essentially, this game should have been won. But what we've got is a KV5 that's decided that this is a good position, sort of a sniping position, all the way back where he spawned at the number 2 green spawn. And I just want you to see how this game, painfully plays itself out. So, enjoy. So as you can tell from the mini-map, we've got a heavy and we've got Artie heading towards the 2 guys on the west flank, including Couch. The mini-map shows us that we've got a medium behind this FCM. So it looks like the FCM is making the right decision, and he's heading over to finally help out on the flank that's been doing a heck of a lot of work. Maybe in his mind he thinks those 2 heavies who, haven't managed to move from where they spawned the entire game could probably take on the medium. So, but I don't know what his thinking is here, because shortly he looks over to the left. He can't possibly miss the fact that those guys are engaged over there, kind of taking a beating from the Centurion. Good idea would be to head over and maybe help your buddies out. But instead, you guessed it, he's going to post up in the cap circle. And he's going to take that fine gun on the FCM and just let it cool down a bit. Because, I don't know, maybe he's done too much work in this game. Maybe he thinks he has to pay for the gas. Not really sure what the thinking is, but this is horrible play here. And there we lose Couch after putting in quite an effort, 3 kills, untold amount of damage. Taking a really difficult side. And, now this guy decides to come out of the circle, now that he has 0 help. The medium that he essentially ignored is now shooting at him from some unknown place, and he's gone. So we've taken a game that surely could have been a win, and we didn't. So this little nugget is on steps. I'm in a tier 7. It's mostly tier 8 and 9 game. And I started to head over to the west side, but it looks like pretty much the whole team's going on the west side. So, being the good team player that I am, I know that both flanks need to be covered. So, I diligently head over to this east flank, deciding I'm going to stay way back because I don't see a lot of help. And I'm just hoping to slow things down over here the best I can. 1375's gone sort of yellowing in without any backup. It looks like I got a friend coming. This medium, this leopard. And so, he's calling SOS. Like, hey folks, we don't have nearly enough help over here. And he's probably played this map enough to know that, people can get through on this side much faster than the other side. And I'm just taking a beating, I don't even know if I've got a shot off yet, and I've lost, 2/3 of my health. So things aren't looking good. I'm pretty frustrated. But I'm gonna look for some place to go hull down and maybe penetrate a gold round or 2 through these reds. much to my dismay, the WZ-131 shows up, who just, you know, the Tiger has horrible camouflage ratings, so I'm just getting spotted up like crazy. It's like the first arty shot, I'm waiting for the second one, you know, to hit me any second. So now I'm forced into a position of playing even more defensively because I have no hit points to play with. You'll notice that, you know, nobody turned around. Nobody decided to come back here and give us a hand. And you'll even notice that, you know, at this point, Artie's looking the wrong way. So we're really just inviting people to come down that flank. E75 seems to think he's invincible, so I pop him a couple times here. Just to remind him that he's not. And it looks like finally Artie has turned to look our way. And as you can also tell, our sort of tank train that was going down the left-hand side, really should be dominating over there, isn't.
Gun loaded. All our artillery has been destroyed.
Send out another quick help, you know, in vain, because I can't see quite what's going on, but it looks like they've actually flanked around the guys over on the west side. You know, the side with pretty much the entire team over there on it.
Ready to fire on target.
They're getting beat. And, you know, we've actually done a pretty good job holding these guys off over here.
Friendly vehicle destroyed. Ready to fire. Focus on
So
this
get
area.
unspotted.
The enemy knows our location. Locked on.
Probably should have stopped to get a shot on that WZ, but I didn't. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot about that tank destroyer. So he's not even looking at me.
Our team just wasted an enemy.
And I managed to take him out. Things aren't looking too bad, are they? Well, they are.
We're done for.
Turns out, somebody is getting on the flag. Sometimes that can be a reasonable ploy if you just want people to turn around. But, you know, it's pretty obvious on the mini-map they're coming. And sitting out in the open on a flag is not the best use of, you know, cover and concealment, and you know, you're just a sitting duck. Most of these flags are out in the open, and there's a reason why. It's to stop people from camping. Okay? Most of your cap circles are strategically very poor places to just hang out and make a last stand. The KV-4 would have been much better suited just backing up and going over the tracks, or maybe go down into the gully with his friends down there, where at least he's not wide open to fire from everybody. And of course, this guy's got, you know, 0 damage. He's done nothing the entire game. He's obviously not a skilled player. But hopefully, you know, instead of sending a guy a nasty message in the future, I'll just have him, you know, watch these, and hopefully he can learn something. And let's see, I want to end this with Lakeville, just because it's one of the most frustrating maps that I play. Lakeville is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. It's got a flank there in town. It's got a valley. Good players usually refer to it as the Valley of Stupid. There's a good reason for that. If there's any artillery on the opposing team, you're just opening yourself up to letting them get free XP by dropping bombs on your head, because it's slow going and boggy and swampy in there, and there's not much cover. However, it's a very simple area to defend. One tank destroyer with good view range, an arty, and maybe one heavy can just post up, on the flag side without even going into the valley, and just wreak havoc on anybody that tries to come through there. It's a giant bottleneck, and I can't tell you how many times I've played Lakeville and just felt like it was pointless, because the entire team, all the heavies, all the heavy hitting tank destroyers go down into that valley and just get worked. I will point out there's another important place for somebody to go, and that somebody should usually be a medium or a light tank, something with view range, but it's the middle road, and it doesn't take a lot. It just takes one guy to be sitting over there to spot these guys out as they try to go into town. So you can see they're lit up there pretty good. A heavy tank has absolutely no business trying to come across that middle. They'll be spotted, even from here. Even with my Tiger, I would wager that I would have spotted that guy out long before he spotted me, and, would have just been doing the same thing to him. So, complete waste of a tier 8 tank here. I'm sure next battle he's going to go straight to the valley because he's going to say going into town sucks, or whatever, but it was just poor play all the way around. So anyway, this was a good deployment. It's one of the few times, probably in the last 5 or 6 times I've played the map, that people really played it textbook. Few people stayed back to guard the valley. The rest of the people ran up through the town, and if you get the town side, this map is pretty difficult to defend from the cap circle. So anyway, I'm just pointing out that it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a coin flip whether you win this one or not. Because if you decide to commit all your forces to the valley, essentially you're just, you're betting on their artillery being really bad, and you're betting on there being no defenses, because what happens is you get yourself committed into that valley, and if there's a tank destroyer on the opposing side shooting down on you, they just have to back up a little bit to miss your fire, but you're stuck down in a little gully where they can just fire at you at will. So this is how this map's supposed to be played. A few people, and when I say a few, I mean no more than 3, guard the valley to make sure they don't push up through the valley, to spot for arty, so arty can take out, their most dangerous guns first. And it leaves them helpless as the rest of the team now flanks around and just shoots into the back of the people who decided to get stuck in that boggy valley. So enough preaching about this map. Thanks for watching. Bye.